What's up, Bears fans? Your boy Coach T with Chicago Bears 360. On our post-game show, man, we're wrapping up, just finishing the Sunday night football coverage of Bears and Texans. I'm taking care of some things right now, paying a few bills. Wrapping up Sunday night football coverage of the Bears versus Texans. The Bears drop the second game of the season, week two game versus the Texans on Sunday night football, 13-19. Now, I'll give you my reactions. Let's pay some bills real fast. I'll give you my reactions when we come back. I'm trying to get some more people in here. Here we go. Y'all run the lights up as we load the things up. Let's cue the intro, Maestro. Let's go.
Pieces, you know I roll in silence. On the road to them Benjis, I feel my teeth with diamonds. The Lord done put me through some tests so I can learn my lesson. They take advantage when you cool, I can't control aggression. We both back and forth talking, so who we really blaming? Tell me to change, I'm not myself, and then you start complaining. Can't understand your situation if you had a main. But you caused me for some shots, we barely knew it.
And just like that, we're back, Bears fans. I'm trying to pull up the stat line because I want to be able to quote some stats for the game, for players and stuff like that. So give me a second as I get those things pulled up because I want to give you guys some information as well as our reaction. What are you guys' initial thoughts in the chat? The initial thoughts in the chat. What did you think? What did you think would the results of this game would be coming into the game? Now, the Bears were 6.5-point dogs in this game. If I remember correctly, Vegas had them 6.5-point dogs coming into the game. Somehow miraculous. I don't know how Vegas gets this right all the time, but the Bears ended up being did they already drop the game tape? The actual game footage, replay footage, maybe not. Anyway, I don't know how they get that every time, but they ended up getting it quite close. So the Bears didn't cover, or did they cover 6.5? They did not cover. So a lot of people missing out on pieces of change tonight. What's your initial reaction? I want to see in the chat. I want to bring some comments up. I want to address them in the chat. We're going to have some fun with it. We're going to hang out. I know, Bears fans, we're going to be a lot disappointed because there were opportunities. There were opportunities for us to steal one. I think would have been steal, would have been an upset in Houston. Obviously, us being a 6.5 point underdog here, 72 viewers, only 6 in the chat. I'll start with the obvious since Brent C is bringing that up. Probably the easy and low hanging fruit is to discuss the defense, which, man, that defense, I believe this defense is as advertised. As advertised in so many ways, right? And that's without getting a lot of upfront pressure from the front four. I mean, we get moderate pressure from the front four, but if I remember correctly, there wasn't a whole lot of sacks from the front four, that being Sweat, Billings, Walker, and who else is up there? And Dexter. So if you really look at it, like, you know what I'm saying, for us to have the production on defense and really hold Houston to 19 points. And I'll take a step back even from that because this Houston team, think about who they have. C.J. Stroud, Joe Mixon, Stephon Diggs, and a pretty good, arguably, one of the best trios wide receiver core in the NFL. Larry Tunsil at left tackle. They have everything you need. And then you go to the defensive side where they have Danielle Hunter, Will Anderson at the edges. and it goes up from there, right? They have stars at what you look for in the right levels to be able to be a Super Bowl contending team, and somehow we hold them to 19 points, even with a couple turnovers that we'll get to later on, by Caleb Williams in the offense. But all in all, this is one of those games where you go back and you look at the film as a coach, and you say, "Man, we can learn from this. We can grow from this. We don't have to throw the film away. It's not a complete, you know what I'm saying? We don't have to trash all the film here. That we can learn from a situation and make plays here and there." Let me go to ESPN stats. Bears versus Texans, because they give you more detail here. So there's some things that we can learn from a defense perspective. So Caleb Williams ends with his stat line ends with 23 for 37, 174 yards and 2 interceptions. My defense gave up 260 yards to CJ Stroud, 260 yards, 23 for 36, 1 TD. DJ Moore was our leading receiver with 53 yards. And Caleb Williams led us in carries with 44 yards. And we're going to talk about that again because I found that a little bit comical. It's funny to me, because when you think about the narratives coming into the season and so on and so forth. And also it's comical, it's fun, but I can have fun with it because I'm not as emotionally invested it's just different this year because I got so much stuff going on. But we can talk about how do we get from what we're doing offensively to where we need to be, because, that's challenging. It's challenging. But I'm going to skip back and go back to the defense real fast and cover each layer. The defensive line played well in the run game, had moments in the run game where they gave up big gas plays, where they weren't so disciplined in their run fits, particularly versus this Bobby Slowick, Kyle Shanahan style offense where he's running a lot of counter plays and power plays and moving bodies by pulling guards and tackles and tight ends and stuff like that. It's my favorite offense, offensive philosophy, if you will, to be a part of as a coach myself. I use a lot of those same, philosophies defensively. So for us to be able to hold them to 18 points, 19 points, and still not, if you think about big plays, what did we give up in the form of a big play? I mean, big play for a touchdown. They had to drive the ball down the field most of the night and make plays in both the run game and the pass game to get those 19 points. They just didn't make us. I remember in times past, Bears defenses would blow assignments and just look totally outmatched schematically, talent-wise, and so on and so forth. So I'm encouraged by that. I just feel like we're once again in a situation where front four-wise that we have to manufacture pressure. So if I have to be critical of the defense, I wish we can get home with our front four and allow the back seven to play more freely, and be able to create some turnovers that way because we're getting so much pressure. I'm afraid as we go throughout the season, we may find ourselves in a predicament that we're not getting pressure and we start blitzing and sending extra bodies, which becomes a problem because now, football is a game of math. You know what I'm saying? You send in extra bodies, you send 5, now you're only covering with 6. You know what I'm saying? You send in, 6, now you're only covering with 5. So anytime you can keep it 7 versus the offense's numbers, 7 on the back end, then you increases the likelihood of you turning the ball over, them being PBUs or TODs, turnovers on down. So I like playing ball that way. I thought, Tremaine Edmonds and Edwards played well on the back end. Jack Sanborn played well. He saw him break up a pass play that almost was tipped and intercepted by Kevin Byard. Could have been a big play there. Man, shout out to Kyler Gordon, bro. Kyler Gordon, for a little dude, Kyler Gordon always flashes and makes big plays in these games. I've always been concerned about Kyler Gordon's size in that position. Early on, you saw them picking on Tyreek Stevenson. Tyreek Stevenson stepped his game up in the second half, played a little bit better. I thought they were going to pick on Tyreek Stevenson all night because he's a bigger corner. And, the Texans had those quicker, more sticky receivers, so I thought they were going to go at him all night. And then Jalen does Jalen stuff all the time, you know what I'm saying? I just remember the Texans having a one play where I think the Bears were in cover 2 zone. CJ was about to throw the quick hitch, and Jalen jumped the hitch, and then CJ rolled out, and he hit a pass kind of over a bucket drop over Jalen's head between Jalen and his safety on kind of like a broken play there. That was like the only play that Jalen gave up. You're not going to get a whole lot on Jalen during the season. Jalen's playing with a chip on his shoulder, so that's dead. But let's talk about Kevin Byard also. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right, so I'm going to go with it. Kev is a breath of fresh air on the back end of that defense, as well as Jaquan Brisker. But I'm going to focus on Kevin because we've gotten so used to, and, shout out to Eddie. Eddie played some good ball for Bears over the years, but towards the end of his tenure with the Chicago Bears, Eddie would always find himself off his landmarks, off of his assignments, not hitting the correct landmarks at the time. He'd be 1 or 2 yards over, allowing big plays and stuff like that. It just got to be too much. So that's kind of my coverage of the defense. I thought Jaquan Brisker, of course, played well, came down in the box, provided run support like he does. I'm just not with, all the extra antics, you know what I'm saying? Old fashioned that way. Just play ball, Jaquan. Make big hits, you know what I'm saying? Play ball and get the team off the field, you know what I'm saying? Celebrate when we do something big and all that good stuff. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on Jaquan. He played a pretty solid game. Solid all around by the defense. Again, only 19 points to one of the premier offenses, I believe, by the end of the season there is going to be in the league. So there's hope for this defense. And then also, I got to talk about the drive where Houston had a chance really to put the game away. And Andrew Billings stepped up and just put his hat on the ball, put his face mask on the ball, and provided a turnover for the Bears. I think there was a long turnover for the Bears in the game and provide an opportunity for the offense to steal this one on the road. So that defense is stout, man. We gotta. The funny part about it is we find ourselves in a situation again, Chicago Bears fans, that, man, we got a good defense, and this defense is going to have a clock on it. It's going to have a clock on it, and this defense has the potential to be top 5, top 10 defense, whatever it is. And at some point, if they continue to play this way, we're going to start talking about this defense having a clock on it. And you have to win with this defense while these contracts are reasonable before people start coming back to the table again, asking to get paid again or to walk again and so on and so forth. So we have to talk about, and this will be the transition after I check on some comments here. How should we play to maximize the effectiveness of this defense so we don't waste them? We don't waste them with additional reps because we got to keep. I was really concerned and getting concerned during this game about the number of plays they were playing on defense, and concerned that at some point they would begin to wear and tear and wear down, and in times past, like they did in times past, even though they didn't, and they would fold. Shout out them for not. But at some point, this is just one game. How long does this last? This is week 2. You know what I'm saying? Of 17 weeks. Can they hold up like that? Eventually the wear and tear kicks in, guys start getting hurt, so on and so forth. But then the long prognosis of this team, what happens with that? We have to think about that. Let me get to the comments before I get on to the offense and start talking about that. And so I'm gonna go from the top. By the way, shout out to y'all, Who's Your Heat Radio, Mike White, Brent C, Chris Brindle, Fat Boy Food Reviews in the in the chat. Mike White, my guy Petty in the chat, and Chirac Veteran. All right, cool. So Brent C says defense was A+. I agree. Again, total dominant performance. There's some plays that they left out there. I'm sure they wish they got back. Um, you know, it goes without saying. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. See with some other conference about defense. Chris Brindle said Big Dicks had a sack off a great stunt. Oh, I must have missed that one. I was chasing personnel assignments all night. I was tracking the personnel assignments on offense during the first half. If you go back and watch my tweets, because I wanted to see the style of play that we were playing, which I'm gonna talk about here in a minute because I believe that's part of the issue with the offense. But let's finish up defense. Mike White said the defense played well, but I think Washington should call plays. We'll talk about that real quickly. I'm gonna tag that one so I can come back to it. Let's see. Sometime back posted 5 and Rush could use some problems. Let me see. Mike White says sometime back I posted to you that a 5-man rush could use some problems in offense a line assignment. I might have missed that, but yeah. I mean, shoot. Well, you think about it, right? Typically, if a team want to rush 4, it's 5 versus 4. In a given situation, if a team wants to play 7 on the backside, I wasn't confident in our team holding up 5 versus 4 because after last week, I wasn't, I still thought that we need to still be in like 6-7-man protection versus a 4-man rush because we just saw too many mistakes made. I don't know what SEMO got going on up there, like coming out of last rule, and it's really no excuse, right? You only moved out. So if you think about it, Braxton Jones, Tevin Jenkins, you changed out centers. The guard and the tackle are still the same on the backside. Nate Davis, who, for whatever reasons, finds ways not to practice during the offseason, training camp, and all that other stuff. And then your sophomore, I'm seeing the face, but his name is skipping me right now. Anyway, you only changed out one piece, so the calls are still the same, should be. You shouldn't have did a huge whole overhaul from the offensive line coach. Semo still there. Coach Dre still there. They shouldn't be doing a whole lot different. So I'm trying to figure out why is things so messed up front in the pass game and passing people off. Now, the other factor to that could be, is Caleb making the right protection calls and adjustments when he's making protection adjustments? That could be part of the issue, but I doubt it because it just seemed like guys are getting lost in twists and stunts up front. We'll get a chance to look at the film maybe during the week. I don't know. I'm back on the sideline, so and my schedule is crazy busy, scouting and putting in stuff. But either way, that's kind of the beginning talks or discussion points about the offense. I just want to clean up and finish up defense. Occupying safe. Occupying by safe. Looping. Yeah, Pose had 3. Yeah, Chirac makes a great point right here. Ryan Pose had 3 years to fix his offensive line. I think I tweeted that out, man. Somebody said something about like, what is the answer? Is it the quarterback or the O-line? I said the GM. The GM. You had, and I said this early on in the summer, all last off season and last probably 2 seasons. Like Ryan, Ian, and Semo trust their ability to scout offensive linemen too much. Instead of them just going to get talent at the offensive line positions, because guess what? There's certain things you can't coach. Like there's only so much coaching they had to do with Larry Tunsil in Houston. He came into the league as a dog, first round pick, and he's been a dog since he's been in the league. There's only so much, you know what I'm saying? You can tweak players like that a little bit, but when he's a blue chip left tackle, there's only so much stuff you can do with a guy like that. You know what I'm saying? So, I understand you played the position, Ian and Ryan, and y'all, You know, y'all trust SEMO to be able to develop guys, but it's time for us to stop bargaining, hunting on the offensive line and get guys that actually can play football. And you have to do little of that stuff, right? You know what I'm saying? Stop putting tinted windows on a B10 Dotson. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know Ryan's gonna get a pass for the Caleb pick for the Caleb stands, but you know what I'm saying? Like, we have to at some point during the season, if this continues on, there has to be. I'm not gonna start the discussions now. I'm not gonna say it's now is that time, but at some point we're gonna have to revisit discussions and be like, all right, bro, what are we really doing? What are we really doing? Like, come on. You know, I understand people are gonna be like jocking Ryan because they did what they wanted him to do in the terms from the quarterback position. But, you know, right now, when we talk about offensive line, position by position, Braxton Jones, C plus, maybe. Tevin Jenkins, C. The center situation right now, C. Nate Davis, F. You know what I'm saying? What's the other guy's name? Y'all help me out in the chat. The new guy. First round pick from last year. I'm seeing the name face, but I'm not getting the name. It's just late. Anyway, y'all, I'll call it out when y'all put it in the chat. All right, skipping over to the offense. I'm going to do this like I said I was going to do, and I'm not going to right. Appreciate that, Mike. Right. I give Wright, man, if anybody, Darnell Wright. I give Wright C plus, B minus. You know what I'm saying? Just for him being a sophomore, year 2 player. I mean, I think right now Darnell Wright's probably the best of the group already, and he's only in his second year. Like, that's an indictment on you. Anybody disagree, y'all let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. If y'all disagree with any of those grades, or y'all give me y'all grades in the chat for that offensive line. It should be a discussion point, right? We have a pretty good, decent running back room. We got decent tight ends. We have great wide receivers, good to great wide receivers. And we have a quarterback with elite arm talent. I'm going to talk about, of course, Caleb Williams last in this discussion and as it pertains to this game. Offensive line performance today, overall, you know what I'm saying, D minus to F in that space. And more will come out when I watch the film sometime this week, maybe Tuesday or so. Oh, I'm off this week. Forgot about that. So we will be able to do film. The interior offensive line, just not together. They just not cohesive. Protection plans don't seem to be that clean yet, whether we're in 6 or 7 man. I think we protect well, or we throw the ball best out of 7-man protection. No surprise there because you got 2 extra bodies. But then also how you use or what bodies you use in 7-man protection matter too. A running back and a tight end, or 2 running backs, or any combination thereof matters in all these scenarios and situations. But right now, this offensive line is just not getting the job done. They're not getting the job done in the run game or the passing game. We can't trust them in obvious passing situation, which is why coming into the season, we said that there's a play style that Shane Waldron needs to play under or play with pause because of this defense. Because of the defense we have and the wear and tear, we know we're going to have a good to great defense. There is a play style that we were expecting for Shane Waldron, and I kind of probably should go to my last tweet. I was tracking the hang on one second, let me know. Oh, AJ's in the building. What up, AJ?
What's up, bro?
I was just saying, I was tracking during the game, the first half, the personnel usage for Shane Waldron. I just got tired of it because it was just going so lopsided that I got tired of it. I didn't do it the second half. I just want to enjoy the game. But my last track at halftime, it was something like 20 something plays in 11 personnel. 21 11 personnel plays and 8 12 personnel. No 13, and there might have been 1 or 2 10 personnel plays in there. So even with Keenan Allen out, we've committed to this is a statement right here. Even with Keenan Allen out, we've committed to a play style, which is going to be heavy in 11 personnel, spread, and running the ball out of gun, running the ball out of shotgun with 11 personnel, one tight end, one running back, like that. I mean, if it was like that 21-8, 21, 11 personnel, 12-8, 0, 13 personnel, maybe 1, 10 personnel at half, imagine what it ended like. You know what I'm saying? At that ratio. That is what? 1-to-8, 1-to-8 ratio in 13 personnel. And that didn't start out that way. The 8 to 10 came probably later on after we had a few stall drives where he started beginning drives with 12 personnel. Like when Houston started scoring often and early with those field goals, he will start coming out with drives with 12 personnel. And so those probably 5 of those caught up like in the second quarter where he just like, all right, bro, we were in situations where we had to slow down the game. We had to sustain drives and keep the defense off the field, or this could became a blowout. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's just that's an indictment. I want to get your reaction to that real fast.
Look, you saw it last week too, and you saw it this week. This week we just happen to play a better team, right?
Yeah,
we just happen to play a better team. I still don't know why Gerald Everett is out there more than Cole Kmet. I mean, they tried in the second half, tried with him in the second half. DJ Moore, I'm seeing him run free all night, but he's not getting the ball like that because either Caleb's on his ass because he's getting sacked, or you're doing a dump-off pass to freaking DeAndre Swift.
Chase Dane just reported that Texans had 36 pressures on Caleb Williams tonight.
36 out of 37.
36. Yeah, he has 36 out of 42, but I'm going to take your word for it.
Even still.
Yeah, that's still way too much.
That's too much. But I've said it for years. People laughed at me. People shit on me. People spit on me. All this bullshit, bro. This offensive line isn't good. It hasn't been good in years. Right?
And we lay the blame for that where?
We laid the blame for that on the quarterback. And the quarterback wasn't your problem. I'm sorry, but it wasn't. It wasn't your problem. If anything, what this game showed a lot of people, which I already knew about, but I kept my mouth shut during this game. If anything, this offensive line showed you that really the quarterback you had last year carried this offensive line with the threat of his legs. Because now all of a sudden we can't even run the football.
Dr. True said, I'm starting to seriously doubt Chris Morgan's ability as a good O-line coach. Is that fair?
It's definitely fair. Like I said, you got carried last year by the threat of your last quarterback's legs. You wanted to blame him so bad for why the offensive line wasn't good, when I kept saying, yes, he has his troubles, but at the same time, the offensive line isn't helping him out. And what did you see tonight? The offensive line is going to get Caleb Williams killed. They're going to get him killed.
Does this look familiar? All right, so Caleb went 23 for 37, 174, 2 interceptions, right? I'm not going to go hard in on Caleb, but I will talk about honestly and truthfully about his flaws and his mistakes in his game at the end. But I want to, from a macro perspective, just looking at the stat line, 23 for 37, 174, 2 interceptions. Watch this. The leading rusher on this team was Caleb Williams with 5 carries
Of
for
course.
44 yards.
Yep.
Like, like, does the storyline not sound familiar?
Bro, we saw this bullshit last year. Literally.
That's what I'm saying,
But
man.
everyone kept telling me it was the quarterback. It's the quarterback. We need a new quarterback. We need a better quarterback. And I was telling people, your quarterback is not your problem. You have other problems, and it ain't quarterback. I promise you it wasn't.
I understand you can't reach for players in the draft, and you have to draft best player available. But if you look about how Ryan Post built this defense, he built it from the back forward. And he's building this offense from the skill positions forward. It's
He needs
bass
to
backwards.
he needs to invest in the trenches. Your trenches are terrible. Like Nate Davis is just getting caked every game. He's getting blown by every game. Coleman Shelton is horrendous. But you don't have a better center option, even though I've been begging for 3 years for a center. You missed on 2 good center classes this year. The past 2 years, you've missed on 2 good center classes. I just can't forgive you for that.
So
Then,
Bishop's go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish.
and then it's like Braxton Jones wasn't good. The only 2 good linemen today were Tevin Jacobs, and even I thought he didn't play that well, and Darnell Wright, who had holding problems. Like,
So absolutely. So this is what I say about this. I knew this offensive line was bad coming in the game. I didn't think they would be great coming into the season. You know what I'm saying? You have to also, as an offensive coordinator, you have to be able to coach around these issues. So I will say this. Shane did try to make an adjustment coming from last week 1 to week 2, but it wasn't the adjustment that I thought he would make.
but I felt like he didn't make adjustments after half though either though. Like I feel like he did not because
I think he ran out of.
They just started teeing off on Caleb, and that was just crazy. That was just
Yeah. I felt like he ran out of plays. If that doesn't sound crazy enough to you, right? Like for coordinators, you can always tell when the coordinators kind of reach the limitation of his call sheet from a concept standpoint. My indicator is always when they pull out their trick play. Like usually you'll have 1 or 2 trick plays on your call sheet. One usually you're only going to get like 1 off. So when you let that trick play go, I know that you're kind of getting towards the bottom of your first 15 or your script or whatever. Like when I kind of laughed when Houston ran their trick play, which was I think it was the reverse pass down the field. I was like, all right, shoot, they're out of plays. Like our defense might be getting to them a little bit. Although we didn't see that with Shane, I think the adjustment from week 1 to week 2 was to go with more of the quick game, which I thought was a positive. Now, with everything I have to say about the negative about the offense, I thought a positive for Shane and the offense was, again, it wasn't the adjustment I would have made as a coordinator, but I think the adjustment he thought to make was to take advantage of the rocket arm of your quarterback, your rookie quarterback, and go with more quick game stuff. So if you can't hold up in 5-man protection or 6 or 7-man protection, get the ball out of your hands. And I think it's a good strategy. But at the same token, you got to understand at what percentage of the time do you think you'll be able to rely on that quick game? At some point, they're going to start playing more man coverage, pressing up, trying to bump you off your routes and, force you into situations and get Caleb in situations where he's going to have to hold the ball. Like they're going to start moving up. Like early in the game, you saw he was getting away with the quick game, throwing the ball, getting it out of his hands and stuff like that. But the adjustment from the defense is, all right, we're going to come up and start playing more press coverage, bump you off your routes, interrupt the timing, make you hold the ball a little bit longer, and then you're going to have to take these sacks. So the counter to that, to me, and what the foundation should be is go back to your 12 and 13 personnel, run the ball. You can get away with it. We got away with it at times You see that when we put big bodies in the game. You saw Mercedes Lewis come in the game. A combination of Mercedes Lewis and Cole Kmet is a problem. And if you play ball like that, it does two things for you. One, you lean on and you get those body blows on the defense. The second thing is it keeps your defense off the field. Even if you don't score or move the ball, you can get them a good 10-minute rest, especially with all these TV timeouts on Sunday Night Football.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? You can get them a good rest on your defense, and you can turn the tide of a game. I think that's the foundation of what he should be doing. I like the fact that he went to the quick game. That's a contingency, but I still think, it's not necessarily the offensive line is the strength of this defense in the running game, but it's your tight ends running off tackle. So maybe not inside zone, but mid zone to outside zone off tackle behind Cole and Mercedes Lewis. And then you let Swift go off a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That way.
I don't disagree, but at the same time, for me, like, I don't know, like there were just, to me, a lot of times there were just plays where it's just like, why not call this play for DJ Moore or call this play for Cole Kmet, right? And things like that. Like,
well, I be fair, I think they did at times, and he had misses on those plays.
That waffle to DJ.
I mean, DJ looked visibly pissed.
That man was so heated, and I don't even blame him though.
DJ was visibly pissed on it, especially on them deep balls, which we know. I'm not gonna say who, but who.
He who shall not be named.
Kind of specialized in that area, deep ball accuracy, but
bing, bing, bing. Hey, by the way, he 2-0 last I checked. But anyway,
going back to what things I didn't see coming off the 12 and 13 personnel. You didn't run the ball off tackle, outside, outside zone. Where was the boot? He wasn't. I heard Steve-O call this out on the Shy Bear Central live cast that they were playing. Shout out Steve-O. I'm so proud of your nephew. You know what I'm saying? Picking up on some of those gems that, you know what I'm saying, we talk about all the time. He was talking about playing under center. Like, did you see how much Bobby Slogan had CJ Stroud walk under center and play under center? People think it doesn't matter. It matters, folks. It matters. The threat of the running game is real. So put them under center. Let them play at 12 and 13 personnel. Run the ball off tackle. You know what I'm saying? Where are our pulling plays, by the way, too? Where's our counters? Where are our power plays? Yeah, what about that?
Where was them moving the pocket? That's what I didn't see enough of.
Like, you didn't
let Caleb Williams do what Caleb Williams does best, which is create plays off structure. You didn't even do that.
Yeah, Shane made, like I said, Shane made an adjustment from week 1 to week 2. I thought it was a quick game, but it still wasn't. 21. Again, I don't know the full stats for the game, how many, but it was on an 8-to-1 ratio, 1-to-8 ratio. So for every 1-12 personnel play, we had 8-11 personnel plays. So
Bishop said put him in.
Put who in?
He said put me in, Coach. Bishop did.
Oh, put him in. Go ahead. Oh, yeah. I see you up here, Bishop. Up. He has to come stronger with. Why is he not adding him to the stage? Oh, it's by audio only. You online,
audio.
Bishop.
That's all.
Go ahead, Bishop.
Oh, hey, how's everybody doing?
Good. What up? Welcome to the chat, Bishop.
I was told to bill goods, Bishop, so I'm pissed off.
I ain't mad. It's evaluating football. It's like,
here's the thing. This thing that I gotta tell you. How does it feel to get the first scratch on your Mercedes Benz? Doesn't feel
get the scratch.
Yeah, that's
right. Somebody scratched the rims.
Exactly. You went to Starbucks and you ate the curb on your rims. All that stuff. This is what this feels like, right? You feel pissed because it's the first scratch. The thing is, it's game 2. a
No,
long
I'm
season,
pissed because
and
from the words of my own GM, this is someone you could win because of. So you had a minute
well,
45 to show
well,
me you're someone
well,
I can win because
Elise,
of, and you
El-
floundered. I don't want the
Elise. The
excuses.
thing
No,
is,
hold on. I'm not finished. I don't want excuses. Okay, I was told all off season how this dude is generational, how this dude was this and that, how this dude was blah 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 blah. Okay, all off season. I don't want to hear excuses from nobody because I
Elise,
was one of the only people who said I don't think the kid's all that and won't be all that year one.
Elise. The
I
thing,
was one of the few people that said that. Now all of a sudden, all I hear from people who was slurping at his jockstrap, kissing the ground he walked on, are the same people making excuses. I don't want to hear your excuses.
Elise.
I
The
don't want to
thing,
hear that.
the
No,
thing, the least, the reality is that this offense. This offense doesn't have an identity. I said this
I don't
week.
want to hear that
I've said,
nonsense. I don't want
well,
to
I've
hear
said,
that.
it's
I
no,
don't.
it's real because the thing is that we know this defense. This defense
I don't want to
really
hear
It's
that.
the
good.
truth.
The
I
defense,
don't want to
Let's
hear
let's
that.
the
let's
deep.
hear him out.
Wait,
Let's hear him out though. At least
hold on.
let's hear him
The
out.
defense, the name of the game is who can get to midseason form the fastest. This offense has new weapons. This offense has a new coach. This offense has a new quarterback. So it's gonna take time. The thing is, Rome wasn't built in a day, right? This offense has yet to establish an identity for itself. So therefore, there's no game planning that I mean, we saw this 2 weeks in a row. Shane Waldron had no plan for what they was going to see. They saw the best interior defensive lineman that they were going to see from the Tennessee Titans, and they saw the one of the best duos in Hunter and Hunter and what's his name? William, forgot his name.
Will
Uh,
Anderson.
Will Anderson, yeah, off the edge. So and then on top of that, they blitzed 48% of the time, which is
But
uncharacteristic.
let me
So
pause. Let me pause you right there, though, Bishop. That's
mhm,
where I'm. That's where I don't. But it's Shane. Shane. This is where I don't get on Caleb. Shane, there is no excuse. For Shane, there's no excuse. He didn't have a plan. Come on, man. You got Hunter
I mean,
and Will Anderson. You
but
gotta have a plan.
coach, here's the thing, coach. Jackson Smith and Jimba had tried to tell us this inadvertently last season on the CHGO podcast, I believe.
Yeah, he did. I remember that. I know
So
exactly what you're referring to.
yeah, so the thing is with Shane, Shane needs to understand this. He came in knowing Caleb Williams was going to be the quarterback, right? The thing is the way you counteract the blitz because we knew that blitz was coming like half the time, right? Because that's what you do to new rookie quarterbacks. You break them in, right? Or what they used to call back in the day buck breaking. We welcome to the NFL, right? That's all this game was. We have the Colts next week, right? I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And then they threw the AFC South at us early. The Texans are a deep playoff team. They're meant to be that way. They're stacked. Bears are still trying to find their way with a rookie quarterback. The defense played balled out. They held them to one touchdown, and the rest were field goals. Right? Yeah, we couldn't get off the field on the crucial third downs, but the fact is they gave Caleb Williams a chance to win. This is his second game. He's going to get it, and this is why I favored us not playing our first divisional game until week 11 because by that time we're going to have a different Bears team. The offense is going to be solidified to a degree. We'll have a feel on, hey, this is what we need to do. The thing is, we just can't have games where Caleb is taking unnecessary hits like he was doing today.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just taking a
That's
step back.
crazy.
Nobody picked us to win this game.
The
I don't think
excuses is crazy.
nobody paid
We didn't even pick ourselves to win this game.
yeah, I don't think
The excuses is crazy. They're so crazy to me.
no, hold on a second at least. Nobody expected us to win this game. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, when the live bullets fire and you see you had opportunities. And the other part is I need an answer for this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Bishop referenced referenced it, the whole JSM situation, you know, issues with Shane and his play calling or his scheme, his game playing scheme, his overall scheme, that it was heavy in 12 and 13 personnel But you need to do that in Chicago because you have a rookie quarterback. Why aren't you doing it? Right? Are you trying to prove something to somebody or somebody in your ear? Because now this week you actually had an excuse because Keenan is out. So I was expecting, that's why I started tracking it during the game, because Keenan is out. Now you have an excuse to go back to what your identity, what his individual identity, what he's known for doing as a coordinator. This is everything he's done for 2 games in Chicago is uncharacteristic of him, which that troubles me because again, you don't have a reputation for all this 3 wide receiver, 11 personnel stuff you're doing. You didn't build your resume doing that stuff. And so you got to dance with the girl you brought to the prom.
Well,
You
that's
don't.
and that's the thing that I was telling people. I said I think the hottest take is here. Who's Caleb Williams' favorite quarterback that he molds his game after? Is Aaron
He who shall not be
15? Or,
named.
yeah,
Aaron
Aaron.
Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers. So the funny thing that I thought about is like who coached with Aaron Rodgers and tried to make our last quarterback just like him? Luke Getsy, right? I think there's like I was having a conversation with one of my colleagues is that
I think I know where you're going with
there's a
this.
chance that Shane Waldron would have been a better fit for Justin Fields, but Luke Getsy may have been a better might have been a better fit for Caleb Williams because
That's
Caleb
a
Williams
hot
does
take.
not like to do that.
I ain't
Does not like to,
listen.
yeah.
I'm not mad at that take at all.
Well, because it comes about observation. Caleb Williams he desires to be a pocket passer. He's voiced this plenty of
Well, he
times. He
gonna
hates
die
running.
if that's his desire. He
But
gonna
my
die.
thing, and that's the thing, At least I give credit to where credit's due. At least you and I were a lot about the trenches. Hey, it's exciting to get a new quarterback, but sometimes it's about the devil. Correct? So the
Hmm.
reality is now they're starting over. The thing is, we still the thing that it just comes down to this. It's game 2. It's his second start. It's a welcome to the NFL. I'm glad it happened. He played a playoff team. He played a playoff team who know they're going to be in the
I
playoffs. They're
get
going to
that,
be
but you're Ryan Poles and Ian Cunningham, and you both were former linemen. Like that's just no excuse to
but
me.
just like what coach said, like they built the offense, the defense from the outside in, and they're doing the same thing with the offense.
That's so backwards.
It is. Yes, it's the Bears. Welcome to Chicago. This is
Like
where have you been
this,
the
but
last 20,
real
40
talk, this is
years?
why we don't have 4,000-yard passers
Yes.
or 30 touchdown pass QBs. Like I'm so serious when I say that.
This
It's
is
like we
this.
ignore the trenches.
But
Hold on a
remember, but
second. Let
remember
me.
when I said
I don't.
there's a reason why I said that Caleb Williams will not sniff out 300 yards until week 6. It takes
I don't even think
it
he'll
takes a
get to
month.
week 6.
No, it takes about a month. It
No,
takes about
not
a month and some odd weeks
not being blitzed
to.
48% and us
That's
holding
what I'm
up
saying. That's
at the
never gonna
rate we're doing.
that there's no team that's gonna continuously blitz like they do because eventually when you
Minnesota,
play.
you remember Flores likes the blitz.
Well, okay, but when's part of your game plan? I'm talking about like the Texans were they even said that was the record amount that they blitzed. Why? Because it's Caleb Williams. How do you buck break a rookie quarterback? You blitz him when
He
he
and
wasn't
he
when he was.
publicly admitted that he struggles with the blitz.
Well,
He
yeah, well,
publicly
because yeah,
admitted that.
100. Well, every QB struggles with the blitz. That's just the reality of the situation. The
Unless
thing
you're
that I saw,
Mahomes.
the thing that I saw was Caleb checking at the line. He made the right reads. The throws may have not been there, but he made the right reads. The thing that I was disappointed is there was not enough bootlegs to half the field for Caleb Williams.
Didn't I
Yeah.
just
We
say that,
yes,
Coach?
you just
I
I was
just
in the
said
space.
that.
I was in the space when you said that they did not do enough bootlegs to move the pocket because here's the thing: Caleb Williams throwing on the run is pristine.
Right,
It's
that's like his
pristine.
bread and butter.
Let's take a step back to what Bishop. You made a great point. And I said that's a hot take right there. Bishop, you mentioned
Luke
A
Getsy.
Rod, you mentioned
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers, Caleb, Getsy, better fit for right there, and then probably Justin and Shane Waldron.
Yep.
But the Shane Waldron, whose resume that was focused, what was involved heavy 12 and 13 personnel, not this Shane Waldron we're seeing right here. The boots didn't come because we're not under center. We're not under center out of 12 and 13. Even if Shane, listen to me. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Shane is a who disciple?
He is, isn't he a hybrid of Shanahan and McVay?
Shanahan and McVay. Heavy in McVay. That's what he's known for, right?
Yes.
Again, where's the under center split zone at? I didn't see
The
not one
the
split
thing,
zone.
coach.
The boot action off the split zone out of 12 and 13 personnel. I'm saying, to me, if it feels like somebody's in his ear and saying you have to create a Aaron Rodgers type clone. The reason why I wanted to go back to that point, because you mentioned Aaron Rodgers and his infatuation with Aaron Rodgers is just not Caleb Williams idolizing Aaron Rodgers. I think Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre have burned holes in the psyche of Bears fans, even the Bears organization. I always say this about the Bears organization. It's always 3rd and 13 in Chicago when it comes to certain things, right? The mentality sometimes of people there too. It's always 3rd and 13. Okay, the iPhone 15 is out right now, right? The iPhone 15 is out right now. The league is moving towards Lamar Jackson, but we want Aaron Rodgers from whatever year he won the Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers didn't do nothing in the league. I would be okay if us saying we want Patrick Mahomes, but if Aaron Rodgers is the target, we're still gonna miss the mark, because by the time we get there and we develop to them, that the league will be moved on.
The league is trending to be defense because we're seeing a lot of quarterbacks get broken down.
Yeah,
The
it's swinging
thing,
back,
the thing that we see though, the thing that we're seeing with Shane, and I'm glad you brought it up, is that we're not seeing the Shane that was advertised, the Shane that we
and
were sold.
And that part for me, Bishop, is where I'm gonna get crazy as a Bears fan. Because guess what happened? The last guy that came in that held that job description as offensive coordinator in Chicago. We
Shane,
didn't get he wasn't as advertised. We didn't get the guy. It was advertised. Shane, we didn't bring you in. We didn't bring you in to be Luke Getsy 2.0.
Well, here's the thing, Coach. Like Shane is not being himself because he's trying to reinvent the wheel. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to replicate what Lincoln Riley had going on. How many times did we see an empty formation today? How many times did we see five spread? How many times did we see, like everything we did not see in Seattle? We saw 11, we saw 13 personnel, 11 personnel, 12 personnel in Seattle a lot of times.
Yeah,
We did
it's
not.
crazy. And again, the stuff that drives go ahead, Juice. The stuff, I'm gonna say this real quick. The thing that drives me crazy is, in order for this team to, bro, when we was in 12 personnel tonight, we it seemed like we were being dominant even up front. We controlled the line of scrimmage. We allowed the defense to rest and get back in the game. If the strength of your team is the defense, why put additional plays on them, make them
But
play a bunch of plays and weaken them? You
because
see what I'm
coach,
saying?
because you and I both know, like the first 4 games of a season, you as a coach, me as a quarterback, you're playing the plays as they are in the playbook to see what you can sit back or what plays you can retire. You try to find your identity within the first 5 weeks. That's the name of the game. You try to find who you are. Right now, the Bears. We want to talk about the offense because we have yet to, we're waiting on the first official touchdown from Caleb Williams. The reality is though we need, like, just like in golf, right? I'm learning how to take the W's where you get them. The Bears defense held the Texans to 1 touchdown. Everything else was 50+ yard field goals, right?
Right.
And we gave the offense a chance to win. However, we're talking about an offense ran by a quarterback that's only played playing his second game in the season, and with the offensive line where the center's still getting pushed on his ass. So yes, like we see the elements are there to win. They
Yeah.
are there. The thing is, the offense just needs to get mid-season form to find its identity. That's why people were in the comments. I remember the last time I was on the show. I said I don't expect Caleb Williams to throw 300 yards until week 6. Somebody in the comments said 300 yards passing is pedestrian in the NFL. How many quarterbacks threw 300 yards in the first
Today.
2 weeks? Probably five
Five,
Right.
in the first 2 weeks.
five and five.
And
Honestly,
they're
Right.
the
I looked
elite.
it up.
And we're talking about elite offenses like quarterbacks of teams that are going to be in the playoffs. We know CJ Stroud is going to be in the playoffs. We know Aaron Rodgers is going to be in the playoffs. We know Brock Purdy is going to be in the playoffs. We know
Right.
that these set quarterbacks are going to be in the playoffs. The Bears offense just needs to get to where the defense is at right now.
I want to give Julius a chance to respond. I also highlight this comment right here because I love it, Mike. Because guess what CJ Stroud and Bobby Slowick did today? They lined up under center and went with I formation. This is why I don't let Shane off the hook. This is why I don't let Shane off the hook, Bishop, because the ones that know. Bishop, Bobby Slowick knew. If you watched your boy Arthur Smith in Pittsburgh today with Justin Field call plays, he knew. A lot of I formation. And it's amazing. The guy 2 coaches ago, head coaches ago, come to Chicago, say I didn't come to Chicago to run an I formation. Like these guys want to reinvent football. Yeah, they don't want to reinvent football, but guess what? Early in the season when your offense the timing is not right, you're still trying to figure out who can pass protect and all this other stuff. Guess what you can do? Guess what you can do? You can get under center, you can snap the ball, you can turn around and hand it off and minimize or mitigate the risk of there being a miscue. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember what coach said it from a long time ago. Said when you put the ball in the air, 3 things can happen and 2 of them are bad.
Yep. That's 100% fact.
So early on in the season when things not clicking the way they should be, you don't have to, I get it, guys. I get it. I'm back on the sideline. I'm so immersed in coaching culture right now that it's crazy. Like all the drama and all the stuff I didn't miss is going on. And the egos of us, I'm part of the fraternity. The egos we have sometimes is crazy. So this guy might be coming in here and be like, I got to prove that I can run a spread offense with 3 wide receivers. No, dude, just be yourself. Run 13, 12 personnel out there. Yeah, go out there, go under center, and just do that. And guess what? It's week 2. You have 17 weeks to prove that you can be that dude. Progressive overload. Remember, I always reference Matt LaFleur's program with Jordan Love last season as the model. He didn't come out there and throw everything at Jordan Love, yet and still we were talking about in some circles Jordan Love coming into the season as, the dude got paid. 2, you know what I'm saying? A lot of circles had him as a potential MVP candidate in Green Bay coming out of the NFC. So true or not, you know what I'm saying? It's you can smartly approach it. These things. What are you feeling? What you feeling, Julius? I'm not disappointed by the loss, by the way. I'm just
it was expected.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't expect them to win. I mean, we talked about this. I said I would like for them to win, obviously as a fan, but did I expect them to win? No. But what I did expect them to do is do something different than they did last week, and they did the same exact BS that they did last week. And I told you this, and I text you, and then I talked about it on the show. This ain't about them trying to find their identity. I don't agree with that. This is about them trying to showcase what they got.
Yeah.
The problem is you
that. Hold on. You did. I want to back up to because Bishop said that. Bishop, it is not piling up on Bishop, but I kind of lean to what Julia say right there. It seems more like instead of trying to find your identity, because it's an easy thing and a simple thing to line up and go in the center and ground and pound. You have 3, and somebody put this in the comment section earlier. Where's Roshan Johnson? When you're known for liking big backs, pause, and running the ball physically off mid zone and doing some other more physical style play football, easy for you to line up. It seems more like to me that they're committed to a certain style of play because they're trying to showcase what they have.
I'm gonna
Okay,
keep saying it till they
I
show me
could,
differently, bro. Like,
I can see where you guys are coming from with that. I do have a rebuttal with that though. The
but
I'm
I'm
reason why,
saying, okay, that's fine. But think about what I'm about to say. Where okay, I get what you're saying about the whole identity, and I understand that. We all been watching football long enough to understand when a team's trying to build their identity. We saw Kansas City do that shit all half of the season last year. That was a team trying to figure out their identity because they lost a whole bunch of offensive parts, and they had rookie and what's my man name, Sky Moore, and then they had Rasheed Rice, and then they didn't have Juju Smith-Schuster anymore, so they were a team trying to find their identity. That was a team looking for their identity. That's not what the Bears are doing, in my opinion. The Bears are trying to show off. We got Caleb.
got a
We
new
showed
toy.
out he's a
No, we
better
got a
guy.
bunch of new
We got
toys.
Rome. We got Gerald Everett. We got all these toys, and we gonna show y'all we're bigger and bad. We're better than y'all because we got all these toys. No, you ain't established not no identity whatsoever. Caleb is getting teed off on because you ain't putting no damn pass protection packages in. You see them line up with six dudes in front of you, yet you gonna send Gerald
well,
Everett out
I
on a
want to
route.
clarify. I want to clarify what I said. It's not like so we. I'm not saying that the Bears are trying to find their identity. I said the name of the game is to do that, and right now the Bears don't have one. That's the problem. It's like they don't have.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. I'm going off
yeah.
of what you're saying. I get what you're saying, and you're absolutely right. They need to find their identity, but you already trying to show us this
Right
is what
now it's like here's a new Lamborghini. See, let's see how fast it can go.
Yeah, bro.
That's
it's
That's
like
yeah.
saying this
that's
is
the
our identity. We're not going to build towards this is our
and,
identity.
and y'all just made
No,
me think
that's
about something because that's a trap. And actually, I just
what I'm
experienced that this
saying.
week. We come out week one on our team. We come out week one, and we put 44 points on the board by playing power ball, being conservative, playing conservative, just running the ball, playing good defense, and we put up 44. And then we come out this week and we put up 6 because we want to just show we want to show teams we can put up 44 every week and we lose the game. Like you can't fall for the trap as a coach. You can't fall for the trap. I think this is what frustrates me because everybody that got pissed off at Justin Fields at the beginning of the season last season when we opened the season at Tampa Bay, right? No, Green Bay.
Green Bay
Was
at
it
home.
Green Bay then?
Green Bay,
But
Tampa.
the Bay game was Tampa Bay. Freudian slippage right there. The Tampa Bay game is where I discovered, like, bro, Luke is trying to show off the fact that, oh, this is year 2 of my team with the Bears. And I got DJ, Chase, Darnell. I got all these weapons. Let's go out and spread it out. But guess what? The NFL has shown you, and football shows you as a football will humble you as a coordinator because you'll spend up all night long and watching film and scheming up plays, whatever. But the game calls itself. The game don't care nothing about how late you stayed up, and what the game gonna call itself. So you can throw up and have this elaborate plans. And you think you're gonna put up 60 today? Guess what? It'll come out there in the day. You have to be able to. You have to say, all right, this game ain't going the way I wanted to. I gotta run the ball.
That's what the
So
Raiders did today. The Raiders did that today.
so
They were
let me
getting
ask
their
you.
butts kicked, and then they decided, you know what, we're gonna run this damn ball, and they
Let,
ran the ball and they walked the
let
Raiders.
me ask you something. Let me ask you something, dude. What
Shout
did
out to Raging Oracle real fast. I love that comment, by the way. Power game, power sweeps, gap scheme stuff. Run the ball, man. Just play bully ball until Caleb figures it out. Go ahead.
here's the thing. Why do we think DeAndre Swift was signed to the Bears? It wasn't to be run between the tackles. For the people that thought that DeAndre Swift was run between the tackles running back, you are absolutely wrong. He is he is the bailout option. He is the screen back. He's
Mm-hmm.
the halfback toss. He is the option. He is the RPO. Like he is the bailout for Caleb Williams on bad plays on the flat. That's who DeAndre Swift is. What I'm saying, and then also pay attention to guys. How many times have we seen a tight end screen in the first 2 games?
Mm.
I
You
know I'm
know,
behind. I got to do this right. I know I'm behind on comments real fast. I got to give a huge shout out to Chrissy Love Sports. And we always go back and forth on Twitter. Mirror, alert in the comments. Welcome to the chat. Finally, you made it.
I want to say I do I see what that I do kind of disagree with the notion that we lost bad. We didn't lose bad. We just lost the
Nah.
game that we had a chance to win. The gripe that I have with Bears fans is that over and over again, I see people they don't like if Caleb Williams threw for 3 touchdowns, 250 plus yards or whatever, and we lost by let's say a field goal. I think the loss hurts a lot less because people care about the way you win, right?
Oh,
If we won,
bro, let's talk about it though. That's a
yeah.
real thing. Like, look, you just triggered something right there.
So
Let's talk about it
I asked,
because
can I
that's
say
what it's
something?
all about. It don't have nothing to do. I know that's not
Listen, I
proper
want the
English.
Bears.
It has
Oh,
nothing to do with the Bears winning. With Bears fans, the
listen,
Bears
I want them
fans
to win
have
pretty.
quarterback envy.
Yes, we do.
Yes,
We
We
do.
yes,
suffer.
100%.
We suffer bad from quarterback envy, PTSD, quarterback PTSD, whatever you would call it. Bears fans, especially, and I hate to put a tag on it, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Especially younger Bears fans,
Hmm.
they care more about stats and having a quarterback to call their quarterback that throws for 5,000 yards in the season than they do winning.
Mm-hmm.
Cause watch
Exactly.
this, and it might have crept its way again into the psyche of our franchise. Because guess what? At the end of the day, the NFL is a business. I told you I'm not gonna make this mistake ever again, like I did with the Justin Fields situation of ignoring the political aspects of football and the NFL. So watch this. The NFL is a business. Offense puts butts in the seats, even though Bears fans, Chicago fans, Chicago ownership should never have to worry about Bears fans not showing up to see football. We're going to show up if he throws for 1,500 yards or 5,000 yards, but still, it's political. We care more about fast break football than we do winning and effective football. And at some point, we may have to answer the question of guess what? Guess what? If it never happens in Chicago because for whatever reasons, and maybe it may happen because the stadium will get built or whatever, but right now and for the next couple years, they're gonna have to play in weather. You
Yep.
can't play fast break football in Chicago
Oh,
after Halloween.
bro, that's why I'm so frustrated. It's like I don't care. And what I tell you? Didn't I tell you this week when you called me? I said, look,
Shout out to Cedric.
me and you talked about this. We had a whole long conversation. I said this, some of what we talking about. I don't care that y'all decided to go with Caleb. Fine, he's our quarterback. Who cares? Good for you,
Right.
nigga. I care about winning, and you showing me you care more about showing this dude off than winning. I don't
Hmm.
care about.
Like
I don't need him to throw 300
proving
yards.
the 5,000. I'm so tired of hearing about the 5,000, 4,000 yard thing. They even said it on
Get
tonight's
to that in a couple of
broadcast.
years,
Like
man.
stop rolling the damn
Yeah.
thumbnails out there talking about the Bears never had a five. See, we talked about this on. We had a whole show about it. The Bears. Stop telling the lie. The Bears have never had a franchise quarterback. We've never had a franchise caliber offensive coordinator. We've
Yeah.
never we've never had an offensive coordinator that's gone on to another team and become a head coach as an
Mm-hmm.
offensive coordinator. If I remember our history correct, if you've had a good coordinator, that coordinator would have got picked up by another team and he would become from through the Chicago. Now, watch this. Go look at our rivals. Take
Mm-hmm.
over. Game, set, and match. Game, set, match. Nobody can say nothing else to me about this ever again. I just said it out loud to myself, and that I didn't plan that. We have never developed coaches that gone on to be dominant at anything. They go, look how many people came out of Green Bay. Ray Rhodes, Andy Reid,
Mm-hmm.
John Gruden, uh, and the list goes on and on and on. We've had franchise quarterbacks. We've never had a franchise coordinator. And this guy that we have right now is on track to become just another victim of being influenced Chicago to come in here and do something that he doesn't do.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, the biggest thing that Shane needs to do, he needs
Oh yeah,
to
but Vic
the
defense, Steve-O. Sorry.
the biggest thing that Shane needs to focus on is the script of the first 24 plays, right? Is to come out shooting, pretty much. The thing with, and I just want to correct everybody. Dude, Caleb is a great deep ball thrower. It's just the problem
Huh?
is it's
Don't say that out loud, cause I didn't see. See, now we
Where were
lying to
you
the
at?
public. We're lying
wait,
to the
Elise,
public here.
you can't just jump in like that.
Yes, I
Caleb
can, cause you just
Caleb
lied to people out here. Yes, I
Caleb is a
can.
great deep ball
No, he's
thrower. I
not.
don't he
No,
didn't
he's not.
display it today, but he's generally a great
No,
deep
he's
ball
not. He
thrower.
hasn't
Yes, he
shown that in
is.
the NFL. So no, he is
He's
not.
only played 2 games. This is
I don't care. You
this the
that's
thing
not
that
a
people
good
need to
deep ball
understand.
thrower.
Yeah,
You
the thing that
that's
people need
not
to
a good deep
understand
ball
is
thrower.
there's
I'm not
such
gonna
a
sit here and let
minute
you say
sample
that.
size.
That's crazy
The
to say.
sample size
I'm
is
not
so
gonna let you sit
minute.
here and say that.
The
He's
sample
not a good
size.
deep ball thrower.
Okay, okay, so AJ, let me ask you this: if he goes in next week and he's 70% for balls past 25 yards, what's going to be the thing now?
He had a
Is
good day.
He
that's
had a
what I'm saying.
good day.
The
That's what it
no
will be.
no
He had a good
but the
day.
thing so this is a bad game. The thing is the sample size is so minute that you cannot say that he is or isn't.
You know why I'm
But
like this,
hold on, time
Bishop?
out. Hold on, Elise. So wait. So time out. No, I'm not gonna let you slide past that. You just said he's gonna a good deep ball passer if he has a good week next week, but he showed us two. Hold on, hold on, no.
Reiterate.
Let me
Let me
finish. Let me
okay.
finish.
Okay.
But if he had 2 games, that's a small sample size. I need you to
Yes.
explain that because
The
that don't make
so
no sense.
okay, so let me explain. You can say that all for one game. You can say okay, Caleb Williams. If he's like 0 for 4 on balls past 25 yards, because a deep ball is considered a 25-yard plus pass, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's not a good ball. He's not a good deep ball thrower. Okay, that's okay. But it's his second game. If he goes into next game and he's like 3 for 5 or 6 for 6 for balls past the 25 yards, are we gonna now say that he's a good pass?
No,
The whole point,
No.
the psyche. The thing is that's the exact opposite of what you say. If he's sick, if this man is proficient in getting the ball deep next game, people are gonna forget. Aren't gonna be worrying about his deep ball accuracy because they're in the now. My thing I'm telling people is that the sample size isn't so minute that we can't say he is or isn't. My thing is what he's shown. We're still going off of potential. He's shown that
I'm getting sick of that word.
in college he was a deep ball passer. He hasn't shown that he's not a good deep ball passer in the NFL because he's only
Yes,
played
he
2 games.
has.
And one bad game doesn't make you a
Two. He's had
well, you know what?
two bad games.
he's
Okay,
no he had
Hey, watch this.
first game first game that the
What we
first game
can
was
agree on
miscommunication.
is it's a developing narrative.
That's the
it's
thing I'm
it's
trying to say.
it's
There's no like we can't say oh Caleb is a dual threat quarterback. Caleb is a pocket passer. Caleb. There's been 2 games. It's
the
too early to say anything. The
what
thing is,
So then why was I fed a bunch of bullshit in the off season?
at least you're the one that
yeah,
said that you had no expectations.
I don't. I just
Okay,
want
so why
people.
are you
I
upset?
hold on because I'm about to explain it to you. Because people, all I saw, this was. I just said it. I'm sick of hearing excuses when y'all are the same people feeding me BS. Stand on your morals. Stand on them. The kid has been terrible. But this is why. This is the
not
extent
terrible at
why
least.
I
He's not
can have.
terrible.
not
Not terrible.
not not terrible at least.
Yes,
Hold on a second.
terrible.
Hold on a second. That might be putting a little extra sauce on it.
right.
There's not gonna be a single quarterback in the
He ain't
NFL
been
that's gonna
good.
do well against
That
36
he ain't been
QB
good.
pressures.
He's been terrible. Okay.
I'm sorry to break that to it, but
I'm
36
sorry.
pressures, 36 pressures,
I'm
at
not
least
gonna
what
give.
quarterback is gonna do well with 36 pressures in their
I'm
face?
not gonna
Okay,
give excuses for a kid who threw 2 interceptions. One was in triple coverage. I don't know what the hell that throw
What
was.
quarterback is going to play well with 36 QB pressures
Okay.
Oh,
I,
in
I
I
this
want
league?
to talk about that.
I
okay.
mean, I
We
mean,
talk
Let
about
me
I
that part.
back.
wait. Hold on. I'm not saying they will play well, but at the same time, this is from my own GM, and I said this. My own GM said this kid is someone you win because of.
It's
He
game
had a minute
2,
45 to show me that, and he didn't. That has to be
He
addressed.
did say
We
that.
can't keep making excuses.
but it's game 2. What
I don't give a damn.
there's a
I
Hello.
do
So
there's a
not
so
care.
developmental.
let me do
I
this. Let me
don't
do
give
this real
a shit.
fast. Let me
All
do
right.
this real fast because I know what position you guys have on the stance you have on the topic at hand. Right. This is the part that I don't mean, and Julius will know what I'm talking about. Right. Why is it? Why is it? Because I had to address something earlier today. Why is it that now it seems like the people who they were so hard in on Caleb's ready to play in the NFL
Yep.
right now and dominate. Why is it that now there seems to be a lot of excuses?
Yep.
I watch this. I watch this, and Elise can attest to this. Juicy can attest to this. Even you can attest to this, Bishop. I never said last season during the Civil War that Caleb was a terrible quarterback.
I
He was
never
a
said
bad
that.
either.
he was a bad quarterback, or he can't play football.
None of us.
I've
None
always
of us did.
I've always been consistent that Caleb was going to come into the league, and we were going to see right now. We're going to see what we're seeing from Caleb. He is a development and or a project. And Juice, you know what I'm talking about. Your boy got mad at me because I called out the fact that he's going to be a development and project. And he doubled down in the subtweet talking about well, the whole offense is a development and a project. No, hold on a second. Don't move the goalpost. Don't gaslight. We're
That's
talking
where I'm
about
at.
Caleb
Stop
right
moving
now.
The goalpost.
We're talking about Caleb right now. Don't gaslight me. We're talking about Caleb right now. We're not talking about the coordinator. The coordinator is not a project. The coordinator is coordinated in the NFL for a number of years. He has a resume. He was hired under the auspice that he knows how to install game plan and call plays on game day. These other players on this football team outside of Caleb have played NFL snaps before. Now, this is a developing offense on a team where they need to develop cohesion. I give them grace for that. Meaning, I'm not expecting them to come out and put up 28 points, 30 points, 35 points at the beginning of the season. But for you to look like a competent offensive football team, or for you to look like have a competent game plan that looks like it's actually countering whatever the strategy of the defense is, I totally expect that. The only person I expect to look like a rookie, and I've given grace, and I said I'm going to continue to give grace until about week 12, and I've been consistent, is Caleb Williams. That's why you heard me talk more about Shane Waldron than you have Caleb Williams. What I don't understand is for the Caleb stands that's out there, the people that's built their whole channel and whole platform on Caleb is Jesus in cleats. Why is it that we can't say anything about Caleb? Because I feel like and I'm gonna answer my own question. I'm gonna answer my own question. Y'all doing that because guess what? Caleb Williams is a business to you. Caleb Williams
ended
is
up being right once again. That's all it was.
Caleb Williams is a business to you. You're gonna ride the Cape. You can't say anything bad about Caleb or anything sober. It's not even bad. A sober analysis of Caleb, right? So you tweeted out, blah blah blah. He can read defenses. No, he didn't in college. Not on a consistent level. He didn't read NFL defenses. I said this in the offense. He did not read NFL level progressive reads defense. Oh, who put up 200 something yards today in the win? And was it overtime? Was it a regulation? Who did I say was the best NFL ready quarterback coming out of the? Okay, so everybody got mad about that.
Wait until Penix takes his snap.
Oh, we're not even gonna talk about Mike.
We're not even gonna talk about.
We're not even gonna talk about MPJ because he's out here studying and watching one of the better preparing, least talented but more hardworking preparing quarterbacks that has probably played in the NFL in recent years and getting all that study habits and all that stuff. Wait till he take. That's what I'm saying, bro. I don't understand the craziness that goes along with. Oh, you just can't say anything. No, it's okay to say Caleb. It's okay to say Caleb's not. He's not good right now. It's okay to.
Can I say something real quick?
After
Bishop goes. No, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going because I want you to
or say he's playing as expected for a rookie.
Okay,
I'm gonna get on a soapbox.
Go ahead.
Okay, all right. So no, because remember, so me and T was texting back and forth during the game, and I texted him right after that interception that Caleb threw to he was trying to throw to Komet, and I said I realized something. Caleb really locks on to a guy. When he locks on to a guy, it seems like in college you can get away with that. You know what I'm saying? Because your guys are better than most guys. But in the NFL, I've noticed in the first two games, he locks on dudes and he stays on it. So the reason I say this, if you think about it, they weren't worried about committing the first half. He wasn't doing nothing. He didn't do shit. Excuse my language. The second half, Komet caught like 5 balls. Guess who was triple covered when he threw that pass? Komet, because they knew that's who he was going to throw to 9 times out of 10. So again, I'm not bashing Caleb. I'm just saying, why are we putting this man in a position to fail when y'all know what he is? Let him come along slowly, run the ball, play I formation, do that play, smash my football. Let Caleb make plays when there's plays be made instead of trying to make him out to this show pony that they're trying to do now, which I hate it. We know he got talent. Let him
and
get
and,
there.
and it's counterproductive because they know, or they should know, it's counterproductive because you should know that if this continues, it continues. I don't believe it will, but if this continues, you know this fan base is gonna turn on the kid.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm like, bro. That's why I say things like he's a project, he's developing, and I get pushback because I'm trying to help y'all fools, not y'all here, but y'all fools that's probably watching but won't comment in the chat because you don't want nobody to know you watch the show. Help y'all fools understand that, help you manage expectations
And I
because you're
think
gonna be
this,
the same people that turn on the
and
kid.
I think that's my perfect segue to just jump in here. First of all, Julius, I want to say you got some perfect teeth, bro. Like I wish I had your teeth. Anyways,
Thank God for braces.
but my biggest thing is my biggest gripe is this: there's two sections of fans in this fan base that I have the biggest issue with. The people that and I told people, I said the people that are going to set the highest expectations are going to turn on Caleb like they turn on Fields.
Mm-hmm.
The people that set the expectations that are ready to burn the whole bridge down, and the people that waited for a game like this for them to say that, aha, I got you. My
Mm-hmm.
thing is this: there's no aha moment. I got you. I was right. We should have just. We all lose if Caleb Williams does not figure it out. That's we all lose. Fuck the. I'm sorry, like my French. Forget the whole "I got you" moment. The Civil War. I get there's PTSD from that. I get it. But leave that in the past. The reality is Caleb is our quarterback. The thing is that we also need to realize is that this is a 18-week season. This is game two.
Yeah.
People are already like treating this like it's Enron, the failure of Enron, when people jumping out of buildings, stuff like that. It's like at the end of the day, I am glad that the first
They
week
burned your
Caleb.
401k, man.
I'm glad. I'm
Put the
glad that
shotgun
Put
down.
all your money. Nah,
I'm
Put the
so happy
cyanide
that
down, people.
right. I'm so happy that Caleb Williams got to see the one of the most intense interior defensive lines in this week, in his first game, and I'm glad he got to see what a blitzing defense, especially with offensive like a defensive edge rushers like Will
mm-hmm.
Anderson and Daniil Hunter,
Yeah.
who was playing everywhere, by the way, and bullying everybody on the offensive line. I'm glad he gets to see this. I'm glad that he's seen the struggle early. I'm glad he's doing all this because guess what? All it is build.
It's building his library.
It's reps.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. He's seeing stuff.
Yeah,
So
he
the
got to get
thing,
the reps.
he's a young guy. He's a developing quarterback, just like all rookie quarterbacks are.
Let me
I'm
ask you this
sorry
though,
that
Bishop. You make a
yeah.
great point. Let me spin that. Is that you think it's part of their game plan? Because it's obvious, it's deliberate. They're not even trying. And somebody's saying, "Where's the run game? Where's the run support?" They're not
They're not
trying
even
to
trying
go
to run game.
with
Let's
the
be
other
clear.
style of play to support him in the run game. It's obvious to me. I'm not going to wait till week 4 to say this is what it is. After week 2, they're not even trying to support him with
It's
that run
Caleb or
game.
bust.
Is it part of their plan to inundate him to build his library, his rep count up versus all these coverages now? So
I personally think it's just like I don't know if you heard the interview with Patrick Mahomes recently. It was aired today, but he said a lot of the stuff that he sees, it's not even about reading the defense. It's the fact that I've seen it before, right? So when you see things at least 3 times, right? you already instinctively know where to go with it. A lot of the when you look at a lot of the downfield plays that they were doing, they weren't those plays aren't designed to go downfield. Right. When we saw Caleb thrown to the sidelines, like why is it sailing out of bounds 10 yards? It's not even on target. Those are forced passes. Those are hey, we gotta get something going. Like if it's not game plan, if it's not designed, it's not gonna work. You practice the plays. You play the plays how you practice them. That's how it always goes. Like
Watch
coach, you
this.
know this. You go ahead.
Well, no, Steve was bringing up a good point. I want to go look at the rushing stats from the game because we see the passing yards. I want to see what's the total count of rushes we have because again, play style wise, we should be running the ball 30 times a game if we're truly trying to support a quarterback and develop him, right? Is
Well, the
it,
thing
it
is,
at
you
some
can.
point it's intentional and purposeful that you're saying, and we got 22 carries. Caleb had 5 of those, so
Well, here's the thing with that. The thing with that is the reason why they're not able to get to the 30 count that you're looking for is because the whole game they were playing behind the sticks. They didn't get any
a lot of
momentum.
mistakes.
There
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like the most penalized game I've seen in a Bears game in a long time.
By the way,
You
these
know,
referees been putting on clinics the last 2 weeks.
Man,
I don't know. In college too. Like they've been. I don't know what they on. They've been in high school too. Now that I think about it, they've been like really trying to put on referee clinics out here. The-
I'm gonna say a hot take that PI call that was called in against the Bengals. That's not PI. I'm sorry. That was a standard how you react to a Hail Mary pass.
Steve O
Like
got some good takes out here talking about
he
the
is.
eight of the 12, 10 of Swift's runs, 8 out of shotgun. Herbert's ran the ball 4 times in 2 games.
Roshan didn't
Roshan,
even
I ain't seen
see the field.
Roshan at all.
That man ain't see the field.
I mean, Roshan is a stereotypical Shane Waldron style back.
They put Travis Homer in there.
And you could have bet me a paycheck at the beginning of the season, and I would have told you Roshan was probably going to have the majority of carries
mm,
after Swift, probably in this offense.
mm,
Because when we lined up to play power style ball, Shane liked to bludgeon people to get death.
Isn't
This is
he hurt?
No, he was there.
Dr. True say I prefer Rojo. The problem is Homer. Like, bro, what are we doing? Here's the other part. I gotta point this out too.
But Rojo's a good
This
catch.
this offense, this offense looks nothing like it looked in preseason.
nope. Exactly.
Nothing like it looked in preseason. Remember all the boots, all that stuff in preseason coming out of from under center. I was so hyped.
None of it.
That's the other part. It looks nothing like they
Nah,
look in preseason.
that's
It's
my
a
Because they're not
totally
game plan.
different offense.
They're not. They're playing to.
showcase Caleb, man.
They
Just
like
say it.
the thing with the Bears is they play to the teams that they've got
Say
the
it louder,
toughest.
Julius.
They trying to showcase Bishop. They trying to showcase Caleb.
Yeah,
Bishop, it's
that's
all
what it
right,
is.
man. I
That's what it
mean,
is.
you trying to shine a turd, bro. Like we said in the military, you
No,
trying to
no,
shine a
it's
turd,
like
bro.
because
That's
it's
what
trying to
they
spit.
doing.
He's trying to spit time and
it's what
turd.
Shine a turd. They
it's
are
what I
trying
said.
to
Like
show Caleb off, bro.
Shane
It is what it is.
Shane has failed to game plan the last 2 games, and that's the thing that there's no like we saw the difference when Luke Getzey was. We saw that he had a great his style was come out fast, come out strong, right? Luke Getzey had a great 24 play system, a great scripted. This is what it's going to be. He had it right. What we see again, what we were talking about earlier in the segment of the show, is that the Shane that we have is not the Shane that was advertised. What
Hmm.
he's shown the last 2 games. Again, sample size is a little minute. I get what you guys are saying that hey, it's about showing off what we got, about marketability. I get that.
Here's a good
Also,
question. I got a
yeah,
question for you, Bishop. Have we seen a good first 15 script out of
no,
Shane yet?
Mm-mm.
no, not at all, not at all. Because the pass protection is terrible. It's the thing is if they really want the offense to be palatable to how Caleb Williams is, or if they want to have identity, allow the quarterback to audible.
I, I gotta
Allow
check.
him to finish the
I
play.
gotta answer Mikey's question right here fast in the chat. Mikey, I still don't think Matt Nagy is called meaningful plays in KC yet. So did he go to KC and win the Super Bowl? Absolutely. I think he has a bunch of rings in KC, but I don't think he called a meaningful
Matt Nagy
other
got
than the
15 straight
He didn't.
year they got kicked out of the playoffs or booted out of the playoffs, which is when he got the job in Chicago. I think that's the only
But I
time.
answered it. He was talking about when you said about coordinators leaving here. I said, well, he wasn't the kid. Nobody was head coach. You said head coach.
He was being sarcastic.
Yeah, nobody. Well,
I got it.
I
Can we
think
just
no, he didn't understand the question. He didn't understand what you were saying.
can we just say that let's can we stop comparing our coaches to somebody like Andy Reid? Andy Reid is like the new age Bill Walsh. Okay, like let's stop.
But listen, that's his tree that he comes out of. But if you think about the people that came out of that Bill Walsh coaching tree, that were everybody that ended up in Green Bay, Holmgren, Ray Rhodes, John Gruden, Andy Reid, and a bunch of other people. And no, watch this. And think about the second generation out of that coaching tree, which is Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan, and everybody else that's dominating the league right now.
On the ground, how are they all on the Redskins? I'm sorry, they're still the Redskins to me. How are they all on the Redskins and they did not have a good season at all? They was all on the same coaching staff at one point in time.
Probably bad GMing.
Probably.
When that Jay Gruden was the coach.
Yeah, so Jay Gruden was the coach. Kyle Shanahan was the offensive coordinator.
Well, there you go.
Mike McDaniels was I think he's either the QB coach or the wide receiver route coordinator. And it's just everybody. It's
Jay
crazy.
Gruden was the coach.
But what I would say this is kind of like the nail on the coffin for me tonight, right? Is the fact that again it's game 2.
Mm-hmm.
You know. This is a different Bears team. We're seeing the same results, of course, because it's the Chicago Bears. However,
Bears fans, if they saying this already, Mike, I'm sorry. If they saying this already, bro, we are done for as a franchise.
Right.
Fun fact: Caleb was 2 of 10 for passes over 8 yards tonight.
Okay. So, but what was his stats when he wasn't blitzed?
I said, did you listen to what I said?
You said 2. No, but I'm asking, what was his stats?
I don't give a damn.
What that makes so much. So here's the thing. The narrative of this night is
but hold on. You told me that's a good deep ball thrower. This nigga 2 of 10 past 8 yards.
Okay, but here's the thing. So this is what I'm saying. Today is the theme of tonight was a tale of two cities, right? So when you see Caleb Williams' stats versus when he's not pressured, versus when he is pressured, it's night and day. So, like I said, Caleb Williams, because the sample size is minute.
So now we're blaming the offensive line.
Huh?
So now we're blaming the offensive line.
The offensive line was part of the problem, yes.
Oh,
I'm not saying they weren't the only problem, but they were part of the problem.
This is somebody I'm supposed to win because of.
Well, how do you get
the offensive line should have nothing to do with this.
Well, if somebody's coming after you, no matter what, like again, there's
you have yet to name a quarterback.
You have yet to name a quarterback that can succeed with 36 per QB pressures. So I don't want to hear
Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes,
the same dude that everyone
when has he
did you provide his middle name?
Dude that people swore.
Is that really his middle name?
It is.
No, it's not. But it is. It is. Oh, that's hilarious.
Is his middle name Levon for real?
Yes. It's Patrick Levon Mahomes the second.
Look up any quarterback that's seen 30 plus.
Not the second.
Yes, the second.
It is. It actually is.
I don't know if y'all get it. I know everything there is to know about Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Levon.
So when was the last time that Patrick Mahomes got pressured 30 plus times?
The Super Bowl.
Okay,
right?
it was that was the one that he lost against the Tampa Bay Bucks, right?
Was it the Super Bowl? It might have been a game after that.
It was the last known time when he was pressured that many times he played. It was in the Super Bowl against the Tampa Bay Bucks where he literally looked pedestrian.
He ain't look pedestrian to me.
Any quarterback that gets pressured.
I always have to interrupt y'all because a thought just jumped in my head. On the flip side of the coin, the league may not want to play this game with Caleb Williams. For the reason that Bishop said earlier, if he gets his library, if he can hold up physically to some of these hits, and he can build his library of experiences, right? With understanding some of these blitz packages and rotating and rolling coverages, which I pointed out in the tweet before the game before somebody got their panties all in the bunch.
Mm.
If he can understand both of the things that, and by the way, I wasn't being smart. It was something that he pointed out when Herb Howard asked him the question what he needed to get better at. So if he can get better at these and he stays healthy enough to build his library, then it's going to be a problem
I guess
because
that's the
then
question I have.
you because at some point you there's only so certain thing. Here's the cool thing about football. At some point you can't reinvent the game, and at some point you would have seen enough. You'd have been like, oh, I seen this before. And I remember going
Yeah.
back and doing the work in the film room, and this is what I said I would have did versus this play in this coverage or this blitz package or something like that. Like that part of it, you know, like I'm not out on the kid. I'm
I,
out. I'm
I'm
developing a
not out
narrative
on
on Shane
I'm not
Waldron
out
where
on
I'm not.
Caleb, but my worry is he's not going to survive the season.
My worry is Shane Waldron is not going to
Like
survive it. I'm not
they
giving Shane
gotta
Waldron the grace that I gave Luke Getsy. We're not
like
giving Shane Waldron. You don't get 2 seasons in Chicago to figure it out, buddy.
like
You
I agree with that, but like dude, like they're good. I would be surprised if Caleb didn't show up on the injury report this week. I'd be surprised. Like the kid took a beating. He took
Yeah.
a beating.
Yeah. I don't like the way that they're doing this. I don't.
Like
That's
I
that's
just
the
don't like
so
that.
let's talk about it though. Let's talk about it though. That's the other reason why. That's the other reason why we should be cooking Shane's ass right now, or whoever's making the decision with this approach to the game plan. Because guess
No,
what's gonna happen?
we need
He's gonna take more hits.
Yep.
we need to cook the person that's in the Eberflus ear to throw them challenges. That's what we need to be
Like
cooking right
like
now.
That
yeah,
part.
that too.
Oh my
That too. That
goodness.
was awful. Two challenges and they were both bad challenges. But
Why is
no,
he
Terrible.
I
losing?
just watching the game, watching him take all those hits, it reminded me of that Cleveland game 2 years ago or three
Yep.
years ago.
Yep. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Like
hmm
I won't talk about
you're
that.
just letting these DNs tee off on the quarterback. Like it was crazy.
I'm
I'm like,
sorry
you
that late hit that late hit where that went to the sideline where the old dude got up and punched the old dude in the face and then
yes,
headbutted. That was so egregious.
yes, it was.
Like Caleb is giving himself up. I don't give a damn if he's out of bounds. He was not going to get a first down. He was barely going to get to the line of scrimmage. He's giving himself up and he still gets popped. It's like, bro, like at the end of the day, it it there's a lot of things I saw today in the Sunday, especially the Chiefs Bengals game, where the in each game the referee has decided the game, and it shouldn't be that way. And I get it, you got to play better so that the refs don't decide the game. But the fact is, like it's examples like that I've seen today. Is that there's certain ref groups that don't need to be refing in the playoffs for a reason.
Mm.
So, but going, before I end my rant because I'm actually about to clock out for tonight.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm about
you
yeah.
know,
I gotta get up in the
I
morning.
do want to say, like I said, who do we play next week? The Colts.
Indy.
Yep,
So
in
here's the thing.
Indianapolis.
Here's the thing. So, and goes to what Coach says. Go ahead, keep blitzing. Caleb's gonna read it. The offense. The NFL adjusts. Keep blitzing so that because there's only really three ways you can blitz: a zero, a stunt, or just a 5 man rush. It all looks the
Yeah, that's
fucking
what I'm saying.
same.
At some points, it start
Yeah,
all looking the same, and
it looks the same.
you're able
There's
to
only
attach. Oh, okay, they're coming. You know what I'm saying? We're going zero. They're coming from
and
where's that safety coming from?
and
You know what I'm saying?
coach, who tells the truth? Who lies on the defense and who tells the truth on defense?
I forget.
Cornerbacks lie,
Cornerbacks lie,
safety,
safety
yeah,
tell the
and
truth.
safety
There you
tell the
go.
truth. So at the end of the day, it all looks the same. So
Yeah.
yes,
They wasn't even hiding
keep
it. Like they was like,
keep
we coming.
yeah,
You
no,
see
that's what I'm
what
saying.
happened.
It's just the fact that we weren't running no bunches. We weren't doing no chip blocking.
No.
At the end of the day, it comes down to this. We keep bringing that stuff onto the quarterback. Keep showing the Bears. Keep testing us because the reality is things get adjusted to a certain degree,
We hope so.
and we've seen. So, like I said, I'm still excited about the season. We played a team that's going to be deep in the AFC playoffs. You know, we already know the AFC like just overall just dominates the NFC no matter what. So like again, there's no comparison. But at the end of the day, the Bears, who was a new fit team with a new quarterback, faced a team that's built for the playoffs.
And let's talk about it because in reality, that's how that's going to be spun. I'm gonna tell y'all how that's going to go in Hallis Hall this week. That when they, matter of fact, on the plane ride back, they're not clipping up all the bad plays that the old line did or all the mistakes that Caleb made or whoever, offense or defense. They're not clipping that up. They're going to take an example of a type of mistake. They may say, hey, our emphasis for this game is if we'd have been better on simple things that we can control, like penalties, false starts, offside, whatever it was, right? And they'll give you the stat number, and they might clip up a few plays, and they're going to show everything we done well, and then we're going to be back in the building on what, Tuesday or Wednesday, and they're going to be on the Indy. It's not going to be, but it's going to be, hey guys, we play a potential Super Bowl contender, 13-9. We need to clean up the penalties. We almost had, was it us that had no, that was Pittsburgh.
That was them. No, that was they had like 119 yards of penalty.
See, there you go. My rule is anything over 80 yards, anything 80 to 100 yards is the equivalent of turnover for my team. You know what I'm saying? So there you go, man. Like they're gonna clip up. They're gonna hit certain talking points, certain bullet points on the board, and they're gonna move on. They can probably have early on session or correction session early on in practice day one, and then they're gonna be moving on game planning the next week for on the Indy, and let's get it. A game we should win.
I do want to say my positives before I call it a night. I like.
Let's do the round robin with the positives. We'll sign off.
I like the up tempo offense. Because Caleb was playing in tempo. I like the fact that he was getting the ball off at with 2.4 seconds in the pocket. I like how he looked when he wasn't pressured. I saw a lot of things I did like. He made a lot of right reads.
We might be able to do that, Bishop. Now, if Shane came out, went tempo, and put us in a situation where we're going tempo and defensive line will have to run and rush, we might be able to catch some people off guard that way.
I think he went tempo at the wrong time, though.
He did.
But I do want to say the defense played well. Like I said, we still kept the Texans to one touchdown. We kept the game winnable, and I think if we have situations like that, like I said, as long as you have the chance to, right, giving the chance to a rookie quarterback in the second start, I'm not confident that it's like the final drive, let's do it. I'm not confident that yet. He will be compared week 2 versus week 10. It's gonna be different. It's gonna be different. You just
but I better hear a change of tone week 10. I better not hear the same excuses week 10.
You won't because it's like I said, it's a developmental process.
You know what though? I gotta give Elise credit because when we were in spaces during the Civil War, when we were in spaces or we were talking on the show or whatever, I would say this. No, we were in spaces, and I would say this. I was like, hey, I'm giving Caleb to week 12 to develop because I know he's gonna be a development project. And she said in those spaces, she's like, I ain't giving him shit. And she keeping to her words, so I gotta give her props for that.
Yeah, because too many people was in our face talking about he's this, he's that, talking about, and then the same people that were saying, and I refuted this too. I said, if we drafted Patrick Mahomes, I said Patrick Mahomes would not be who he is if he went to the Bears.
But I'll say this. I'll add this about this. What I don't like is the disingenuousness of these people that were hardliners that are now saying, oh, the O-line, the coordinator, the wide receivers, and you know what I'm saying, his predecessor, the OC, and they said the quarterback should be, and I'm not saying this. You never heard me say this. You're not going to hear me say this. But they were like, Justin should have to, he should be able to overcome all these people. Well, I'm telling you, the offensive line is still bad. The coordinator has been bad. The wide receivers are playing well. You got better receivers. And I'm still not saying Caleb, the rookie, should be able to overcome all that stuff. But now y'all are somehow, not you, Bishop, not anybody that's here, but y'all people are out here, you know what I'm saying, the lurkers are still finding a way to find excuses, man. It's
The
crazy to me.
hypocrisy. The
Yeah,
hypocrisy.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like you know what I'm saying? The intellectual dishonesty is crazy to me.
No accountability.
None
That's what gets
whatsoever.
me mad. It's not. I'm not even. I'm just messing with Bishop. But that's what gets me mad is like the hypocrisy. It's like, bro,
No,
like
And,
that's what I'm
I
saying. That's why I said Shane.
and then add gasoline to the fire. Your boy is over here 2-0
that's what I said,
and
bro.
dropping
What,
dimes, dropping dimes, and playing good football under the style that we
bro?
said that we thought
Mm.
Luke, not Luke Gessie, Shane Waldron, because Arthur Smith is calling a similar game plan that Shane
Yeah, he is.
Waldron
Yes, he is.
should be calling. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like
The
it's
crazy
not.
thing is I saw this stat. I think they said him and Josh Allen are the only two quarterbacks who are 2-0 and don't have a turnover.
Don't have a turnover.
That's all right. Like I said, man, you know what I'm saying?
What,
I'm
like
not trying to I'm
what?
not trying to regenerate the conversation in the debate, but
No, I will.
like we we
Fight me
we
in the
we really
comments.
got to talk about the because you know what I'm saying? Don't get
Fight me
mad
in
at
the
me.
comments. The
Yeah.
hypocrisy is crazy.
Don't get mad at me
I'm
because
sorry,
I
I
point
can't.
out I have a because guess what? We're gonna do over here. I told y'all this. We're always gonna have, first of all, my look, because people be like, "Oh, we all Bears fans. We should support the quarterback under center." I'm gonna break some things down to y'all real fast, just in case y'all didn't know. If y'all watch this on the playback, you got a problem with what I'm about to say. Then, you know what I'm saying? Tell it to
Cry me
somebody
a
cares.
river.
Right. First of all, you know what I'm saying? My loyalty, first and foremost, is to the game, the sport of football, first and foremost. I love football more than I do the Bears. The game itself. You can't disrespect the game, dishonor the game, cheat the game. My loyalty is to the game. I like good football. I'm gonna recognize good football if I see it, even if it doesn't agree with my narrative or my hopes or my wishes or nothing. So that's the perspective from which I'm going to report. If I see bad football, I see good football, I'm gonna talk about that. See, this is the problem people have. They have a problem when you're not a pure fanatic, when you just don't go pure fanaticism with situations. That's the problem they have. And we're not going to do that over here. If we see something, we're going to say something. Bro, if he comes out and lights it up for 350, I'm not going to sit here next week and be like, bro didn't light it up for 350. Like, if he lighted up for 350 next week and 4 touchdowns, I'm going to be like, damn, buddy's ahead of schedule. Watch out.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
And
be
we
like,
still,
All
and
I'm
we still
saying
gonna
with
point
this
out the
is,
negative, whatever he did wrong.
I still got the Bears going 8-2 in these 10 game stretch before we see a division opponent. It's just the schedule. This is why I like the fact that we don't see the Packers until week 11,
You
because
said
the
eight
team
and
that we
two.
have now,
Nah, I can't say 8 and
yeah,
2. Hell to the no.
the team that we have now, of course, and this goes
Elise
for
said,
any NFL
hell
team.
no to
This
the
No.
goes
no,
this
That, like, if
no.
this is what the office is gonna look like, no
this
way.
no
No
well the
way.
thing,
Hey,
like I
Jules,
said,
you got to
Eight and
get
it's
that
two.
only
sound. You got to
it's
get that.
like I said, it's just like this goes for any NFL team. The team that you are week 1, week 2 is not going to be the team that you are week 12, week
I
13,
agree.
like in
It
I
November,
shouldn't
agree,
be.
December.
but still at the same time, knowing the Bear, I've been a Bears fan so long that I don't even expect to see
I'll
improvement
be
by week
quiet, Elise. Your loyalty is divided.
1.
Yeah,
Like
you're
I'm so
It's
serious
been a
you're a
when I
bad
say
year
bear.
for
that.
you too,
You're a
because both your
Bears and
teams lost
Lions
today, at
fan.
least.
Hey, relax. But
It's
no,
been a
I'm so
bad.
serious when I say that. Like I've been
Did
like
either
I've
of
been.
your teams win today?
No, they both lost.
Hey, Justin Fields is 2-0, so I'm a happy person. But anyway,
Her team lost
Oh,
as
you got a
well.
third team?
nah, nah.
Elise, you
But
for the football streets.
I just like football.
I'm
But
dead.
You outside.
I am for the streets. I'm for the streets. No, but none of my teams won today. But which is unfortunate. But no, knowing the Bears, knowing their history, it wouldn't shock me if they're the same team they are 10 weeks from now. It just wouldn't shock me. It
Right.
just
Like
wouldn't. Like
they go into football.
until they prove otherwise, I gotta see it.
Well, that
I
would
gotta
Let's
shock
see
run
it.
it.
me because it just
Let's run it real
misses.
fast before we get out here, because I still think we could. Now, I'm here's the thing, right? As critical as we are of today's game, I still feel like Now,
Here he
now I
go.
have
Oh,
He
he's
about
gonna
to
do it. He's gonna
watch
do it.
this.
Antonio.
I have to do. I have to do this in light of what we're doing now, because
Oh Lord,
Oh,
here
we,
we go.
we have some data to work off of, right? We have some
No,
data.
no, we don't.
Yeah, because we know what Shane is. We know the kind of BS Shane's rolling out there now. So
I mean,
can we
you
beat? Can we
just
beat
said
Indy with
small
this
sample
style?
Yes,
size. Small
yes.
sample size.
Indy
Can we
Yeah,
beat?
stinks.
Small
Can
yes,
we
Indy
beat LA
stinks.
with this style?
No,
yes. They have no juice. No,
no.
LA has
LA's
no juice.
LA's injured
LA has
right
no
now, so
juice.
I don't care if they're
you have to
There's
injured.
something
They
wrong.
they
There's
got
something
the
wrong with
better
Matthew
coach.
Stafford. There's
They
something wrong
they
with
got the
Matthew
better
Stafford.
coach.
We better
There's something
hang.
wrong.
We better hang
They,
60
they,
on
they got the
Carolina.
better coach.
There's
No,
something wrong with Matthew Stafford. It might be because
I
his
don't give
wife
a
came out
damn.
and
They
said that
got the better coach. I don't
she was
care.
getting
They got
railed
the
by
better coach.
the backup
They
quarterback.
got the better
Hey,
coach.
I
I
hey,
always
don't give a
yeah,
say,
damn.
yeah. That was cold what she did to Matt on that,
yeah,
man. That
Matthew
was
Stafford is
dirty.
not the same quarterback. I don't
I
know
don't care.
what's
They
wrong.
got the better coach.
But what
I'm finna do
I will
some
say
late
is
night
this:
snacking. We gotta hear it go.
I will always say this. Like I said, we have Indy, we have LA, we have Carolina, we got Jacksonville. These are all winnable games.
Sleeping on
Hey,
LA
with
is
that,
crazy
hey,
And
too, bro.
that I said this prior to the season. That Arizona game, which I don't know,
I
we
said,
start our
it's a
playoffs
trap
during
game.
that
That's a
time. I
trap
think.
game.
you're not stealing my thunder. I said we would. It was Arizona was not going to be easy game. Everybody else, no, they're going to beat
The
Arizona
Nah,
Jaguars and the
Arizona.
at
Arizona
home.
game are trap games.
It's
The
in
Those are
Arizona
definitely trap
game
Arizona.
games.
in
It's in
Arizona.
Bishop, I ain't
Arizona.
mad at it. Bishop, I ain't mad at it. We can get that
I
one. We can
told
get
y'all.
them 4, 5,
Take a tape.
not that one.
I said it.
No, we
6.
can't,
Arizona
bro.
game.
No, don't fall for
Yeah.
this nonsense, Coach
I
T.
feel so.
Don't fall for this shit.
These are the three teams. These are the three other teams that we can lose to before we face Green Bay. We can
We
lose to LA. We can lose to the Jaguars, and we can lose to the Arizona Cardinals. Those are the three trap games
exactly.
that I see it being
Hey,
tough.
if Jacoby Brissett keep playing well, we might not beat New England.
Right.
But LA's at
Real
home.
talk.
LA's at home.
Right,
I
Hey,
but
don't think
still,
we
we can
can.
say what we want to say, but
it's still
Washington
early in the it's still
decent.
Hey,
early in the
Patriots
season.
ain't no
Washington look
pushover.
good too.
Washington decent, man. You can
Yeah,
say what you want to say.
Washington
They
look
decent.
good too.
Keep on thinking
Uh
you're
huh.
gonna walk over them.
Some of these
All right.
games,
Hey,
they
and then
look.
after that, bro,
Some of these games.
Minnesota.
Hey, and don't sleep on Minnesota. They 2-0.
Minnesota, yeah, they 2-0. We'll
That's what
see
I'm
how
saying.
long
Like
JJ's out for.
a lot of
Depends how
these
long JJ's
games.
out.
Oh, Jay Jetta said he ain't missing games. He'll be back week 3. But
Okay.
a lot of these games that looked like dubs, I don't know
Mm-hmm.
about that now.
I like I
Arizona,
said,
I don't know about that.
it just comes down to
New
this.
England, I don't know about that.
It
Washington,
just
really
We
don't
got
know
about
about
four and a
that.
half minutes to get out of here.
it just comes down to this. Like, just this is my narrative. I always stand by it. I'm never going to compare a rookie quarterback to a somebody who's been in the NFL for 4 seasons. So, like I said, it
Nah,
just
we ain't
comes
doing
down.
Uh-huh.
that. We're
Oh
not
no,
doing that.
I'm doing
Yeah,
it. Because the
that's egregious
excuses
work.
for
But we will.
a
That's
generational
egregious
talent is
work.
But we
ridiculous.
That's a
will. But we will speak on that the offensive line is trash.
I've
yes,
been,
Can't
but
yes.
didn't I
be
say
arguing
that though? Haven't
that.
I been
And,
said
and
that?
and we will lay that at the feet of the
I
GM.
I've been said
We
that.
are.
I
Yes,
said
Hey,
yes,
that
sir.
that
in the off season. I
look.
said I don't trust the offensive line. I don't trust Matt Eberflus. And guess what? The two
Oh,
things
yeah.
I don't trust are the two things that are
I'm
bad
finna
for
put
this
y'all on the
football
spot
team.
right here.
Mm-hmm.
Would you take the picks still today? Would
Yes.
you take the picks and keep Justin and
Yes.
built this offensive line out?
Yes.
You know
Because
what?
you
After
know what you
the
could have
offensive
done?
line we got,
I'm
No,
gonna
no,
hurt some
seriously though.
trash.
feelings.
It's trash.
Seriously
I'm,
though, you
Yeah,
know what you
yeah.
could have done? You
Offensive
could have
line is
still
trash.
declined the 5th year option, fixed the offensive line, and you still could have taken a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
The Bears would have found a way to get
Like
Joe
you
Alt.
still there were so many things you could have done. Hell, you could have still traded
Uh,
down and still
Joe
taken
Alt's
Jaden
balling, by the
Daniels.
way.
Joe
Like you
Alt, he didn't give up a pressure last week, and let me see what he did this week.
here's the thing though. You could have still traded picks and gotten Jaden Daniels plus a center, plus a receiver, plus a defensive tackle, plus a punter, plus this.
This is
So what Washington offered would have set you up for life.
well. Here's the thing too. Here's the thing too that people
For
don't
life.
understand
And you still could have got the quarterback.
is the thing is that no matter what, if you have the best trenches,
I
right?
just asked the
It
question.
doesn't. If you have the best trenches, it doesn't matter who you have back there throwing the ball. If you got 4 seconds to throw the ball, everybody's open. I don't care who it is.
Well,
That's why that's when people talk about the haul, about just keeping Justin Fields and getting the haul. It
Mm-hmm.
was so that they can address. It wasn't to draft like wide receivers. It was hey, we're
Right.
going to fix what needs to be fixed with these amount of picks. And if Justin Fields doesn't work out, then that sucks. But at
Well,
the end of the
folks,
day,
he's gone now. He's 2 and
yeah,
0 in Pittsburgh.
yeah.
I hate it
Um,
here, Coach T. I
they
hate
got
it.
a great game coming up next week
I'm
in
not worried about
Chargers. Great challenge.
Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams will do fine. He's gonna be
Who
fine
the
this
Chargers
You
season.
play
see,
next week?
Bishop making excuses, Julius. I
He's
Who the
can't
gonna
stand
Chargers
it.
no.
play
I'm
next
saying
week?
he's gonna be fine. He's gonna be fine.
He's
I never
making
said no excuses.
excuses.
I'm speaking on intuition. There's no excuse. I'm just
Yeah,
saying
see,
he's gonna be
intuition has
fine.
gotten us
He's
Joe
how many
Austin ain't gave
playoff
up a sack.
appearances?
he's gonna be fine.
How many playoff appearances has
Caleb
intuition
Williams
gotten
will be
us?
fine. He will be
Here we
fine.
go.
They
How
All
got
right,
they
Coach
they
T.
they the
he just talked
Steelers got a pretty good chance to make a good run too. They don't
Bro,
taste
they
they
might be
2-0,
4-0 when
man.
it's all said and
well.
done.
They
They got the
2-0.
Chargers next week, so
They
Like I
2-0.
said,
I ain't
it
scared
could
of
be
the.
worse.
Keep
The
working.
Bears
How
could have replaced
is
Fields
Justin
with Bryce
Herbert gonna
Young.
play? Is Herbert gonna play? I heard he got injured. So
It could be
either way.
worse. It could have been worse. We could have never traded with the
Hey,
Jalen
Jen,
Ramsey.
Jen
That's
and
what I'm
Ryan,
saying.
because I asked the question and it's my platform. That's why we talking about
yeah,
But
Jen and
he,
Rod,
but he
cry
just
about
made
it.
he just made an asinine statement. That don't even make no sense. How are
What's
they
that?
worse? Look what he said. He's even worse this year with a real team. Really?
What?
That real team is
We
2-0.
didn't even. We not
I'm
addressing
not
that.
even entertaining that
You sound
bullshit, bro.
crazy.
What?
Wait. I thought winning record was a QB stat. He 2-0.
Oh my gosh.
Oh
Come on,
my
That's what
man.
they
God,
talking about,
Bishop.
man. Y'all
Anyway,
don't have
man.
no real
Hey, we
competition.
right at the top of the hour. 2 hours on the post
Hey,
game
hey,
show.
leads on the quarterback stat, Bishop.
I
Don't give
like
that man credit.
the post game more than I do the pregame. It's more fun because you can talk about what happened. We might have to switch it up, y'all.
Right.
Listen, man, we got to get out of here. Bishop got to go. Julie's got to go.
Yeah, it's bedtime.
I'm on fall break with these kids, so I'm probably gonna be staying up. Listen, man, we appreciate y'all hanging out with us, man. Chicago
About
Bears
to fall out on the
360
couch.
with Coach T, Julius, AJ, and
What's
Bishop.
up?
The Bears squad. We always like to have fun, man. We having fun with it. Put your panties back on, Jenny Rod. We just having fun with Justin Talk. Anyway, man, thanks for hanging out with us, man. We're gonna see y'all next week. We got Indianapolis Colts at Indy, right? At Indy.
Indy.
I'll
Man.
be at that game. Zoom.
Yeah, Indy, man.
See, we ain't got the big money like AJ. But anyway, let's have fun with it.
Right. Big
Let's keep out for news.
Let's
Y'all
go.
forward me anything y'all see out on the wire, man. I gotta try and go 2-1 this week on my own end. So I got big challenges to do. I'll see y'all next
on the
thing.
show tomorrow. We
Yeah,
got our show tomorrow.
Yeah,
That's
our
right.
show tomorrow.
That's right. What time? Plug it.
1 Central, 2 Eastern.
Raise
1
Jew
Central,
joint.
2 Eastern. Don't
Y'all-
worry.
y'all
I'ma
tap
have
in.
words to
We
say.
talking about that O-line.
Yeah, y'all can pick up. Y'all can pick up the conversation about
We're
Justin
gonna talk
on
about the
their show.
whole line and
We're
Shea
not gonna
Walker.
talk about
It's
Justin.
gonna
We
get
didn't
ugly.
really talk about Justin. We said we wasn't really gonna talk about Justin.
That's right, man.
I mean, I could just to piss people off because that's what I like to do.
Hold
I
on.
like
hold
to
on.
troll, and I like
Hold
to
on.
make people feel uncomfortable. So
Let
I
me-
will
let me-
do it
let
if
me
I
ask-
have to.
Let me answer my man real quick because I know he trolling, but I'm gonna give you what you want. I'm gonna give you a little 2 seconds. So clearly you didn't watch the game because they didn't barely beat them. They controlled the game, both games, and the teams that they beat were struggling to get down the field. So unless you watch the game, don't say nothing retarded because that's stupid. Because you didn't.
And this how I know you didn't
They
watch the
controlled
Denver
both
game.
games.
This how I know you didn't watch the Denver game because he had a touchdown negated off a stupid offensive pass interference
he
call,
didn't. He didn't watch
and he had a 51-yard game negated
They got
because of a
negated
holding
too, yeah.
penalty.
Hey,
You
I
talking
just
about
checked.
I did
I
watch
just-
the game.
Score.
Obviously you
Score.
didn't.
With a different.
Obviously,
Listen, we
you
gotta
didn't
get
it
we gotta
right.
get out of here. But watch this. I just realized Buddy's name. Oh, cheats on his wife. That's crazy.
Oh,
That's crazy.
Mahomes cheats is crazy.
Yeah,
That's crazy. Listen, we got to get out of here, man. Y'all know how we don't do it on Chicago
Jenny
Bears 360.
Ryan, I'll cook you tomorrow. Don't worry.
Past,
I got an
present,
answer for you.
future. We bear down. All right, peace out. See y'all next
Later.
time. All right.
Later, y'all. Good night.
All right. Peace. And where the banner at, man? I got to get the